All right, all right, all right. We are live. Let's see if we are actually recording this afternoon. What's up, guys? Hey, Shell, can you hear me? Let's take a look. We are live. Had some feedback. So, guys, had some technical problems last week. What's going on? And we had no sound for like the first 4 minutes. So, we're not going to make that again. It was a simple little error. All right. Happy Thursday. Last Thursday before we head over to California. And we are heading out. Going to have the Deal Sauce crew. We're going to talk about current market. We're going to do some masterminding, figure out what's next for Deal Sauce, but a bunch of other things too. Owners Club, Subto, all the other communities. So really excited for that. Monterey, California. Anyone going out there, shout out. Can't wait to hang out with you. Meet up San Francisco tomorrow. That's going to be also fun. But today we're going to go into a little bit of recapping on what we did on the private Zooms on Tuesday. So on every Tuesday, I am live. Also on the Thursdays, but Tuesdays we're typically live inside of the closed communities. So guys, Sub2, Top Tier, Gator, Owners Club, we're live and we're going through. There was about 300 of us again on there, and we went through private money lending and private money lenders. Yeah, let's go live here. And finding those, going through those, look at note holders, but what's the substance behind it, right? What are we doing, not just with Deal Sauce, but like right now, this is a good market for this. If you have extra capital, if you find capital, there could be some distressed notes out there and people want to liquidate those notes because they just want to maybe recap and take that cash and go somewhere else. So what is a note? We can go into all those things. I'm going to try to get my whiteboard going today. Again, I did a 3-hour Zoom on Tuesday. We're going to condense everything down to about an hour today, but that's all good. So let's get rolling right away here. Let me do some housekeeping. We have some updates. I'm going to be making some videos for you guys. So stay tuned on the YouTube. On the channel, there's about 70 videos on there. So if there's something in Deal Sauce that you haven't seen, you don't know, please go over to my YouTube channel. And there's a couple different playlists. You can find out what you need in there. But let's get going here. Let's get cracking. Get some of these screens out of here. All right, so today we're going to go through private money lenders and note holders, like I said, but I want to talk to you guys about what's in those, like what's the substance behind them. So let's do something here. All right. We need another stage. Share screen. All right, here we are. Let's go to it. All right, gang. So right out of the gate, Launchpad, we're going to be putting more and more emphasis in here, more education, more training, more getting you up to speed on what does it look like? Who am I? What's the market I choose? What should I be doing? I don't know where to start, right? Justin, I got this. I don't know where to go. What I'm doing, I want to do some real estate. I see what's going on here. I see you doing it. I see Pace doing it. I see all these people doing it across the country. How do I get involved? And you need to know who you are, more importantly. So we have the avatar guide. Take a look at this. So if you get into Deal Sauce, all of this is free. All of this is in the basic subscription. You can get your free trial, come in, all here, all the content that I'm going to show you in 1 second. Launchpad, left-hand side, help files, right there. But this is the avatar guide. If you don't know what the avatar series is, again, go over to YouTube, Pace Morby's channel. He did a phenomenal job a couple of years ago. He did hours upon hours upon hours of content on the avatar series. And it's just identifying who you are. Am I a direct to seller visionary? Am I a direct to agent? Do I just go direct to agent with the opportunities and seek opportunities and maybe see if I can be a value provider for them in their opportunities? Unicorn agents, helpers. Right now, one of the most important ones that is where a lot of people should be starting is this bird dog hunter. I'm a bird dog hunter. I underwrite leads. Wholesalers buy lists from wholesalers buy lists and send deals to flippers. But you can just be a bird dog, find people's deals, get their buy box, hunt them. All that's in there. A couple cheat sheets. Last week, just again for housekeeping, the series I went through, we did about 5 to 6 avatars. We went through these avatars here. Went into how do I pick my market, right? Direct to seller, direct to agent, all of these we went through. And I introduced the brand new one, which we're calling The Plug. A friend of mine does a phenomenal job in that realm. And I call it The Plug. So check that out. And here's what we went through last week. So we got the Deal Sauce PML script. We're going to go through the private money lending section of Deal Sauce. So we got Jenny Chetta, shout out. She's looking for her first position from private money lender right now. Well, Jenny, let's put in the side chat. Tell me where that opportunity is and what the opportunity is. So I want to know and let's use it as an example. You don't even have to give me the address. Is it a single family residence, co-living, or is it a multifamily? And we'll go through some of these exercises, and then let's talk about location and the amount of money you want to raise. First position's great, obviously. So single family, she said, and I'll hang out and keep going, and I'll catch up to your comments. But guys, I put in here some scripts. So when you find a private money lender, I'm trying to give you some of the things that Pace would say if he was on a phone call, text script, email. So use these as a template. Use these as a template. Use them at your will. Adapt to them. Change them. They're just there as a placeholder, but also to stimulate your brain to have that conversation, right? To give you some talking points, but use them as a template. So that's all in there. All that value. That's what we went through on Tuesday. But let's go into private money lenders. Now, again, guys, we're going to go into a section of the software that I know Pace has been talking about a lot lately. It's one of the features he is absolutely most proud of, I would say, because no one has it, right? No prop stream. I don't know anyone else who has this type of software. So when you're typing in where, Jenny wants to look, when she types it in, let's say it's, I don't know, Texas, Dallas, Texas, because I think we had someone the other day who did an exercise with us on that. Let's pull up the private money lenders who are in Texas who might be doing single family houses at, I don't know, a $200,000 lend, first position. So she's looking for $69,000, 4 to 5 months, annualized at 12%. Too much information. I mean, that's great, Jenny, I would say, for anyone who's listening. However, I need to know location of where this asset will be. So where is this lender and where is the asset? And then you're looking for 69 grand. That's what we have. So just tell me where you're at, because I want to find a lender in that general market, because most people are going to only invest and or lend in markets that they understand. And that's very true, because, where we came from early on, and one of my partners, Dave, shout out Dave, Flipper Dave, he works for has a lot of access to private money and or more or less hard money lenders. And those hard money lenders all the time were very, very strict on their locations. I don't go out of Massachusetts. I don't go out of New Hampshire. I don't go out of Maine. I only do New Hampshire. They were very strict. And that's because they knew their backyard, their avatar backyard. They knew their avatar, their lenders. They knew, and they kept that bubble circle tight. Very smart. And that's what you should be doing in your real estate game. The shiny object is a thing, and that's fine. We all get it. But also there's different seasons to this game where you will become a wholesaler. You'll wholesale deals, or you'll bird dog. Next thing you know, you're going to buy your own deal. And then you're going to buy your own deals where now you're going to be putting fees on those. Where you're going to be paying yourself. And that's how you can earn your living while you're buying and acquiring. Very easy. So we're looking at Ohio. Can you give me any more? I mean, we can go that I can try that, but I was going to say, let's try to get with a county, or even if you give me a city, I'll just draw a circle around it, Jenny. All right. So let's go look for private money lenders. Oh, as I was saying, guys, I'm going to go into this private money lender section. It's on the left-hand side under property search. It's called Find, Fix, and Flippers. Inside of that, we have 4 different tiers. You've heard it once, maybe you haven't before, but you can dive deeper into my YouTube channel if you want to know about this section, but it is above and beyond the basic subscription, because it's data that's served to you on a silver platter. Again, I've never seen this anywhere else. And the other day we were doing an exercise, and I'll put it out on YouTube very soon, but we were trying to mimic this data. I was showing people what it actually takes to find this data if we would do it ourselves. And it was super hard. You can find it, but you have to do a lot of weeding and keep looking. So you got to value your time versus money. But if you're not looking for private money lenders and you don't need to do the upgrade, don't do it. I do not recommend it. If you've done some deals, you're a buyer, you're an investor, you're trying to find money, you're trying to raise money, that's where you find one private money lender, it pays for itself, right? The tools that you buy pay for themselves. Again, so this isn't for everybody. All right. So flippers, landlords, note holders, private money lenders, we're going to go private money lenders. Let's go backwards. We're going to go Bel Air, Ohio. That's the city. So what I'll do, Jenny, too, just to widen our circle, because look, I can tell it was going to be a smaller area, but that's pretty dope that we already have 2 private money lenders in a small ass area. That's pretty dope. But all right, you're next to Pittsburgh. You got West Virginia right there. So what I would do is this, because you're in a little bit of a triangle. I don't know who's up here, but let's just draw this box. Still doesn't look like there's much. All right, we got 81 private money lenders. How many miles do we think that is? I don't know. What's that? An hour in each direction, if that. So you're about an hour radius, it looks like. And we have 81 lenders. So we got Joshua right here. Joshua's done 8 deals. Average deal is 91,000. Total deals he's done is $735,000 worth of deals. We're doing that for you. So that's what this information is, guys. So Jenny, I'll do you a solid right now. I'm not going to skip trace it for you, but go over to my YouTube channel. Do me a favor. Give me a like, give me a subscribe in there. Just give me a subscribe if you can on the YouTube channel. And I would say go to my Instagram. Shell's there. My assistant's in the side chat. She's awesome. She's always watching. So shout out to Shell. I'll pull this list. Shell will get it and we'll email it to you. Put your email in my DMs and we'll get you this private money lender list. And what you can do is then, if you get into Deal Sauce, go over to Launchpad. We can give you some scripts. Either that or you can just go at it yourself. Of course, you can just go at this yourself. You can skip trace this list, and I'll show you how to do. You guys can do that from here. So let's say Jenny's looking for private money lenders. We're going to go pull this list in this area. Now we got some Pennsylvania, we got some West Virginia, we got some Ohio, just because of the location. And I think anyone in that corner of the country, in that corner of their state, most likely there's some spillover into other states. I'm in New England, guys. I got 6 states that within an hour of my reach. We're all doing deals in those states, and even the attorneys. Some attorneys do deals in like 4 out of the 6 states, right? So people will do that because that's where the opportunities are. You have to take advantage of the opportunities and the lay of the land. So I'll pull all 81. I don't see any big names in here. Now you might get a lender, like a real-time, top dog lender, right? We got Heritage Federal Credit Union Bayer. That's a credit union, right? They're coming up. Housing Development Fund. But you can weed all those out. But there's very, very few. Most of these are just average Joe names, it looks like. Pretty dope. So we go to my leads. And if you were going to skip trace this, lead trace, continue. I just do always fresh data to always get the best numbers. We did a list the other day. We gave it away in the Subto community, Gator community. So guys, if you haven't gotten that list, you got to go sign up to Pace's. I know Pace was doing it. I gave the list away with Pace. Cost $1,200 for the list. It was nationwide fix and flips, buyers. So not private money lenders, but it was one of these other paid tiers, which was finding fix and flippers. Pretty dope. All right, terms and conditions, and then boom. If you wanted to do it, this list would cost me $7. Are you kidding me? $7 to try to get the 81 people, their names, their emails, several phone numbers, and you have that. You have it for forever. And then you can update the list as you go on and go to a different part of the country and do it again. So guys, pretty awesome stuff, but we're doing it super simple. You're very welcome, Jenny. Yeah, like I said, try to just do me the favor, give me a subscribe on them. I'm trying to build that channel up so people can see Deal Sauce And obviously on Instagram too, if you don't mind, at Real Estate Justin, just search my name, throw me a like or a subscribe, whatever you got to do over there. Just helps me. That's the paying forward. That's all. So let's do this right now. I'm going to download this. Cool. All right, Jenny. I hope that works for you. And let me know if there's any success. Listen, the one conversation we're going to have now, and I'll back out of this right now. The one thing I want to say is you're asking people for money, right? So we need to come in with some flow, with some swagger, right? We got to come correct. And I bet you know this. That's what we were going through on Tuesday is what are they looking for, right? So that's what I want to hit now and say, what are we looking for? Let's see if my screen will share. It won't share. All right. I think my cable finally had enough. So what we want to do, guys, is talk about a few things. Let's see if I can get one last shot here. Nope, ain't gonna happen. It's too bad. All right, my whiteboard is dead. We want to look at the deal. All right, what does a deal sheet look like? What would I do? How would I present an opportunity to someone? Now, I went and shared a couple opportunities the other day, or a couple of our deals. So first things first, let me find one for you. And I'm just going to share an opportunity that I did where you're going to put this deal into an offer, a one sheet, a one pager, go inside of any of the free Facebook group, go in the magnifying glass, go search, someone's deal. So let's go to Facebook right now. I'll show you an example. So right here, we're going to go over to the free Facebook group, see what they got cooking over here. Let's look for, we were doing buy boxes, but let's do a deal sheet. Might not come up. We want to find someone's one pager PDF offering. How about this? We'll do the for sale. Come on, guys. Something similar to this, but I'd rather. All right, this is one right here. Maybe something like this. A little busy. It's a portfolio, 15-unit portfolio, but let's just put aside that it's 15 units and it's a bunch of different assets. But Jenny, like for example, what I would do here is you drop this from the screen. What I would do here is blow up a picture, like one or two pictures of the asset or the deal itself. Let's talk about the deal. Let's talk about what the address is. Let's prominently put that on there. I want to give this investor people, I'm asking you for money. I'm asking people to buy into me, the product, whatever it is. I want to put the address right up there. I also want to put my face. I know, contrary to popular belief, I think that is, I want to know who I'm looking at, speaking to, and who's sending me this. Are you a Nigerian prince who is hiding behind, this fake email, right? Because we got to think about the scammer aspect of this. We got to think people are constantly getting scammed or trying to scam one another. So I'm going to do everything in my power to not be that. I'm going to wear things that are known. If I'm looking at investors, I got my Subto logo on, or I got a Ohio, state hat on. It's like, all right, cool. Like this person's probably somewhat local here. So not saying you have to like act the part, but I think you know what I'm getting at there. So putting that picture is super important in my opinion. Let's go through the deal. Like I said, address. Let's talk about what's the ARV? What are the comps? What's the rehab? Are you going to do a rehab? Is there a rehab budget, right? What are the comps? And the other thing is, what's the exits? How many exits are we going with? Are we buying, holding? Are we burring? Are we gonna get the burr back? We're gonna fix and flip. What are we doing with this? And I want to see if I can multiply the exits too. We want to have more than one. So be sure to put those things on there, and then your ask. You said annualized, but keep a variable. Say I'm seeking, what was it? It was like $69,000, 4 to 5 months. So give them 6 months. A couple things that I always do. We just borrowed about $1 million in the past week. So we just secured about 700,000 for one deal and another 350 for another two properties we're buying seller finance. And like, we're not beating people up. You know what we did on a earlier, we did a here, I'll stop sharing this. We ended up doing like a 3 or 4 month minimum. So that person is going to minimally get, and this is the first time you might be lending with them too. So a newer relationship, you want to give, give, right? And then prove yourself, because then they'll open up their wallet several times over. And that's exactly what just happened. The first time they lent to us, the person just gave us 700. They gave us 350. I think it was 300 a couple months ago. Got it right back to them. They made a good chunk of money with their money. Now they're like, what else do you have? What else do you have? What else do you have? We just beat out a financial advisor who's trying to get their business because they love real estate. They love us and they know where they're going to get. So I let them win, win, because they're going to open up their checkbook every time I need something. So I offered 3, 4, 5 months minimum. Even if I sold the deal to you tomorrow, like, oh, I just bought this deal. I was going to do this with it, but it was too good to be true. Someone came and bought it. The neighbor wanted it from me. And I would be okay with still paying them for that money. Hey, Eddie. Right on. So, yeah, I think, Eddie, am I seeing you this weekend in California? So, guys, giveaway. Don't be like hard with that interest rate that you're going to give. Put a variable, put like 11 to 13%, or be open with it. Willing to do a 3 month minimum, 4 month minimum, irregardless if I sell the deal early or not. Make it a win for these people, and I promise you they'll come back to you. And then over communicate. Talk about cross collateralization. Talk about personal guarantees. All these things are trust. Do you have lists of assets? I wish I had my whiteboard, guys. I'm so sorry I don't. I'll get it fixed, but I'd be writing all this down for you. Talk about personal guarantees. Talk about what you can offer them. If there's no collateral, do partners coming in, do they have anything? So yeah, Eddie, you're a lender. You should look at the deal, but I won't put you on the spot. All right, guys. So let's go into it. We just pulled the list. Let's actually go look for that list now. There it is. 81. I'm going to share a new screen, guys. All right, Jenny, there's your lender list. There it is. So the investor distressed, if you pull lists on, we're going to go into the note holders. You're going to see they have distressed investors in there. And that's why I want you guys to prosper on some of these opportunities. Maybe you can be a value provider, but this isn't skip traced. Feel free to skip trace it or go to truepeoplesearch.com and use that. You can do one off. Google the person's name and business address. They're going to come right up. All right, cool. That's awesome. So I just showed you guys that how easy it is to pull 81 private money lenders in a small area, click a few buttons. That's how easily you could be introduced to your next partner, your next investor, and a new relationship, all of a click of a few buttons. Now, what I didn't show you is how hard it was to try to do this on your own. So I'll show you this because we went through it. My partner and I, Eric Irvine, who's usually on here, but I think he's still traveling. Here, I'll show you guys. He and I were trying to do this organically, and it's tough, stinky. It could be done, but I'll show you now if we were to not have the upgrade. So again, find and fix and flippers is an upgrade. Let's go back over to Ohio. We're going to bring up everybody, all the residential addresses. So we got 4 million addresses in Ohio. I think we were up in this corner, southeast corner. So again, I'll just do this little custom draw. Now, the cool thing about Deal Sauce is we could custom draw into several states over X amount of miles. It doesn't really matter. Other folks will limit you to like 250 square miles. We don't do that here. So we brought up we have 200,000 addresses. So what I'm going to do now organically is look for flipped properties. What else do we want to look? So we have 11,000, almost 12,000 flip properties. This is a brand new featured. I know other folks are giving you these numbers, but on the sides here, guys, you can see we have the breakdown of each strategy, each filter, or as we call them, ingredients. So the other thing I can do down here is this filter. Not a lot of people have either. It's something we added ourselves. It's going to be, I don't know, let's do double closes, because what I'm looking for is that maybe a private money lender or someone who bought it really quickly. So let's just go 3-day in between the closes. $1,400. All right, now we have to go through these one by one. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm telling you guys. It's a little bit cumbersome if you don't have that fix and flip tier. So what I would do is go all the way down to the bottom, look for lenders. Dang it. See, that's a free and clear property. You know what we could do? There's one designation I don't think we have yet, and I don't even think we can label that, but we want to look for, maybe we'll try to use balloons. We'll see if someone's mortgage or their private money lending note comes up as a balloon. Yeah, see nothing. All right, so we'll do other. Nada. You got one there. Let's see what this one comes in as. No, the lender is West Banco. All right. All right. So we just did, we got 2 more, 3 more. Let's keep looking. Nope. So guys, you can see that it's, what up, Kate? Good to see you. Haven't talked to you in a while. Hola, Chico. Flip properties, other financing. Let's get rid of this. Guys, it's a little bit cumbersome. You can find them. I'm telling you, you just got to weed through them. Mortgage. Let's go balloon again. 16. All right. I'm feeling about this one. Holy moly. This is bought and sold. Lines of credit. Let's do the farmer. Piedmont. I think I sold a house in Piedmont. Nope. Striking out. Sometimes I get them right on the first try, guys. Other times we don't. This was one. It's not recent, 2010. Milton Potts. Trust. So this was a seller finance. This guy seller financed it to Daniel McGaney. Daniel has subsequently bought it, and then 2017 took out a new loan, 238. Then he refinanced again 2022 for 376. So that's cool. He deed in lieu of foreclosure. Damn. I think he actually may have, if we went further back, you can see that Milton Potts. We're getting a little too deep here, but Milton, who ended up being a lender, seller financed it, I'm guessing, to Curtis Conti and Michelle Conti. And through a deed in lieu of foreclosure, he may have taken that property back and or bought it subsequently from that. But typically that deed in lieu of foreclosure would be someone signing their rights away. They're signing a deed in lieu of the foreclosures, meaning I'm going to give you the deed instead of going through the foreclosure process. But again, I don't have all the insight on this. It's 2009, but Mill could have sold it to someone and maybe have taken it back during the 08 through 09. And then maybe he really seller financed it again. That's pretty dope, to Daniel, and Daniel still owns it to this day. So there you go. Like, you can take, when you find someone like this is what I'm trying to get at, you can then go to Milton J. Potts, look him up and say, hey, Milton, and you can look up his name. If he has an LLC, you can look it up inside of here, and I'll show you guys where to do that. Again, I'm not telling you to go take the quick and fast route, which is clearly the private money lender feature. Saves you a bunch of time, saves you a bunch of hassle, time versus money. But if you're just getting going, you're just getting started, this is the path I would take. And then what you can do is go down here to the search. You can do, no, it's not there. Owner's names. We'll try it right now. Milton J. Potts. And I would probably opt out of that middle name. You want to make sure it registers on the left-hand side. Now, I might have to get rid of some of these filters because, yeah, it's not going to come up. All right, maybe it doesn't. LLCs are really good to be searching on here. And you might be able to just do Milton Potts, or maybe it's Potts Milton because it's the way it's spelled. I think you guys understand what I'm getting at. But I've used this owner's feature myself. I've searched my names. I've searched my LLCs. They do come up. They have to be in the proper state. But check it out. Try to use that. That's just another way of circumventing. What up, Eric? I don't know if you just signed on if you've been here, but thanks for jumping on. Cool. Oh yeah, let me bring up Instagram. Shell, if you're on Instagram and you see any of that coming on, if you see any questions, please feel free to jump in. I don't have the screen up right now. All right, cool. So I just showed you the hard way, and Eric and I had done this. We did this on Tuesday to show you guys how to find private money lenders organically. And just like now, we kind of struck out. For the sake of content, I'm not going to bore you guys, but you just got to weed through it one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. And you just do your search filters to narrow down that likelihood of finding that person. So again, flipped properties, go into the flip section. You want to look at the double closes. So if you don't even do flipped, just go to your market, draw your box, draw your circle, draw a radius, or don't, right? Use the whole state if you want. You can do the whole country, kind of. You can do a couple states at a time. That's what I would do. And then just you have to narrow down that list, right? But the more volume you have, the more things you have to go through, the more addresses you have to go through. So it's not really advantageous to widen the search. All right, cool. So let's get out of here. My whiteboard is not working today, Eric. Nope. So I can't draw. But all right, we went through private money lenders. We had Jenny on talking about how she was going to ask for money, go seek money, $69,000 with about a 12% return. Again, I wouldn't say that on a deal sheet, but we talked about making a deal sheet, blasting it out there, go on the free Facebook group, go on side of Subto, Top Tier, Gator, all the freaking sites that you can, even join local real estate, Facebook groups, advertise the deal, clearly display what the deal is, and then be willing to talk about it. We'll be willing to jump on a Zoom, have a conversation, and credibility, because again, You don't want people's spidey senses up thinking you're, like I said, the Nigerian prince who just stumbled on, the best deal possible. It's too good to be true. People have their spidey senses up. So you want to calm the nerves. All right. So that's private money lending. Again, scripts are inside of Deal Sauce. Let me bring that screen up. Launchpad, private money lending scripts. Also, Eric Irvine, go over to his YouTube channel. He has some videos in there that you guys could use for content purposes and see what he's doing, see how he's searching it, see how he's looking at it, and check it out. But go ask for the money. Deal Sauce PML script, texting, calling, emailing, again, for those who missed it earlier. All right, let's go into note holders. So again, I'm going to go into the Find and Fix and Flippers tab on the left-hand side. This is an upgrade. Where is that upgrade provided? It's on the bottom left-hand side. It's at the bottom. It's called Residential Investor Leads Bundle. There might be other tiers coming where, there might be other subscription abilities coming. Those who, I just found out, those who did have this bundle, it's a one-time fee for life of Deal Sauce. You are getting, I guess, grandfathered in for some AI, free AI, nationwide, and it's on a preview. So you'll have nationwide when you click into a property. You'll have the whole profile across the country for AI. So that's actually a little bonus for, I don't know, trusting us, coming with us. All right. So we are note holders now. Guys, bear with me 1 second. I have a little cheat sheet that I wanted to share with you guys. Let's see if I can bring that up. Where are you? Maybe I don't have it. All right. I did want to talk about right now the current state of the market too. What I want to get you guys in for note holders. But give me 1 second, guys. No, I don't have it. I lost it. I think I deleted it. All right. That's all good. So what I wanted to get in with you guys is what it actually looks like right now for note holders. And what are note holders? They're people who are holding notes backed by real estate, right? So we've actually done quite a few wrap deals. And if you don't know what a wrap deal is, please go over, Pace has something on there. I probably have something on my channel, but learn what a wrap around is, or a wrap. Pretty awesome. But really think about this. It's very basic, where you're taking over someone subject to mortgage. So there's a mortgage already in place. And let's say it's a 3% interest rate. You're going to then take that opportunity, you bought it. And let's say you're going to wrap your terms on it. You're going to wrap your terms. It's 6%. You're going to sell it to somebody. So I'm going to take this 3% mortgage. I'm going to wrap my terms on it, mark it up. Essentially, I'm going to go sell it to someone for 6% and X amount of dollars more, and so on and so forth. You're wrapping it, but you're creating a note in that process. So now you have a note that's backed by real estate. And that's, if it's lucrative enough, if there's a spread on there, if it's a nice equitable note, that could be worth something to somebody someday, right? Because it's equity, right? It's backed by that real estate. As long as that real estate stays valuable and paying down the mortgage, that's valuable. And right now there's people that are defaulting, especially in the multifamily space. And that's what we were talking about earlier this week, is that the multifamily space, you had folks that were financing these opportunities, syndications and other opportunities, that were getting these interest rates at 3, 4, 5%. And now it's 7, 8% where they're going to be refinancing, because that financing the adjustable rate just came due. It might be recalibrating to like a 7, 8%. Well, that cash flow now is gone. They just jumped up 3, 4 points. So now, unless they're cash heavy, unless they have the capital to weather the storm, to then do a refinance, maybe if we drop down to 5, 5.5, somewhere in there, 6, where then they can refinance, they're just going to maybe have cash to weather the storm. And the ones who don't have cash will not weather the storm. And there's a lot of that already in the market. We've been seeing it for the last 12 to 18 months plus. So it's going to continue that way. And I think until these rates really start to drop, where do you come in? Why are we talking about this? Because note holders. I'm not saying this is the one strategy for this type of asset or this type of search filter, but this is just one of the things right now in this current environment, current climate, that you could be going after or be at least paying attention to. So let's go over to I'm in the wrong section, guys. Sorry. Maricopa County, Arizona. We're going to look for notes. All right, cool. Scott Gould, Jonathan, Maurice, Paul, Maria, all have distressed property. But cool, Justin, why are you saying that? Well, look at this. Jonathan, for instance, has 26 notes. Average note is about $330,000, and total notes value is $8.5 million. Pretty dope. He's a landlord, lender, note holder, flipper. So there's probably a mixture of stuff in there that we're looking at and analyzing. At the end of the day, there's something in there showing that there's distress. So there's an address that now we're going to attribute to like a tax delinquent, a pre-foreclosure. So let's go into Jonathan's profile. Again, we are in a paid environment now, additional tier into deal sauce. So guys, please don't shoot the messenger. Not asking you to do anything. I don't want to like, hey, I saw this video, Justin was on there. Please just understand we're in a different environment in the software, and it's just additional feature. But hang tight, check it out. You don't have to buy anything. Now we can go into a portfolio. It's got a portfolio size of 114 assets. I mean, we're breaking all this stuff down. You guys saw how complicated it was for me to go find, at least try to just go find Jonathan on my own. We're doing, that's what you're paying for. You're paying for all the hard work to be done so you can go analyze and creep on Jonathan's, portfolio, and then subsequently go analyze and see what's going on. But let's go to his notes. This says his 35 notes. We might see some addresses, and what I'm looking for is distress. Again, this is just another method, another way of obtaining a lead source. All right, where's my dude? Right here. So guys, we're under Jonathan Merwin's portfolio. And we have a flipped property, cash buyer, tax delinquent, upside down, tax delinquent, tax delinquent. Tax delinquent. See, I see a few of these JJ investment properties. Let's take a look at this. Now, he could still have a note on here, or he could have an old note on here. Look at, you just got a lender out of this. Look at this. Connor Burns. Even though we're not looking specifically at looking for Connor Burns right now, Connor Burns most likely he could be related to the same company, but he's a private money lender. He loaned out $280,000. And this person did a burr. Look at this. This is a burr. I don't expect everyone to understand what you're looking at, but you have a seller. So, this house was bought and sold in 24. All right. Connor Burns lent the money to JJ Investment. Whether it's the same person, I don't know. Right. Some of the things we just don't know. But JJ Investments was the buyer. Connor Burns was the lender. He got a loan for $280. So he took out sale price was $80. So he has a $200,000 delta that he probably put into the asset. And then 5-6 months later, 5.5 months later, there's a new lender. So then he went to VP Investments of Arizona, whether it's a Burr, whether JJ may have got a new LLC, got a partner, I don't know, right? But he has a new loan now for 323. So he paid off his original lender, probably gave him the juice, right? The interest. So there's a delta there of 50 grand. And they now own this asset under VP Investments. But Connor Burns was the lender. And then you have Dean Kuzola. He's a lender. So I got 2 lenders out of this one research project that you can then take to your spreadsheet. So guys, pretty dope. Justin, is there any Subto wholesaler in the free Facebook group you recommend I should ask for inventory? That is a loaded question. If you don't mind elaborating a little bit more. If there's any Subto wholesalers in the free Facebook group you recommend I should ask for inventory, I would reach out to my friends, Chris Geddes, all right? Pine to Palms Homes. And what I'll do is put this, let me see if they have a team name. Do me a favor. Go here. Look up my homeboy, Chris Geddes. Tell him I sent you. Say, hey, Justin Tuminowski just said to send him a message. Send him a message, hit him up on Facebook, give him a like, give him a subscribe, whatever, and then tell him that I sent you. They have a bunch of deals. And also, I have my inventories with, these are my partners, all right? So full transparency. He's not only a great friend now, he's a partner, but he handles that whole side of that game and that business. And they have a great set of guys working with them, and there's always opportunities coming through. So I would also say, what are you looking at and where are you looking for opportunities? And we can better equip you. Justin, how can I find my first deal through Deal Sauce? Good question. Depending on where you want to go. We will get to that. Oh, you're bird dogging for Maddie. All right. That's interesting. Is Maddie only selling to Pace? Oh, you're bird dogging like Maddie. Perfect. That's the way to do it. What I would also do is look for buy boxes. I'm diverting a little bit, but what I would do is this. Here, I'm going to show you my buy box. Or what we'll do is just go in here. Wish I had the ability to just share things readily on here. One second, guys. This is what I would be doing if I were you. Asking for people's buy boxes. This is mine. So I've honed this in quite a bit now. My partners and I have focused on just a certain niche that we're really good at now. All right. We've done deals across the country, but it's time to come home. All right. And we've bought a church. We're buying a motel right now to convert. We're looking at mill buildings like these brick ones here. I'd love to do a school. Now, that's not all we do. This is where you cut your teeth, is on these multifamilies. All right. Single family homes, creative in New Hampshire. I want to know every single family deal that's a creative deal, multifamily in New Hampshire, hands down. And I even put an hour and a half from Manchester, right? I don't really want to go anywhere else. And I might not even do that. I'm pretty bullish on just staying right here. So, but I tell you what I'm doing and I tell you what I want. And that's not just about me. It's about looking for people's buy boxes. And if you're out there and you don't have a buy box, this is how you can generate one. Now, mine's not perfect. I could tell you interest rates, bedroom counts, I'm pretty loose because I have the ability to buy whatever we want in this area. I just want to filter those opportunities. And I want you to be able to, if you're out there seeing them, dish them my way. It might not hit, but also it might. Eric right now is paying $50,000 to a wholesaler that just bought us a deal, right? And that's fine. We were willing to pay him $250,000. Get that. This kid, he bought a motel. He brought a motel to us like this, and his fee was 250,000, and I couldn't have been happier for him. However, due to negotiations and the due diligence and the condition of the property and what we can do with it, the price point had to be dropped down, and it turned into a $50,000 assignment. But no matter what, I still wanted this kid to make money. So he made 2 phone calls, $50,000, and we bought it. So guys, and I'm telling you how to get a hold of me. Go on Instagram, 24 hours to respond. I also have Shelly in the side chat, but she's also a phenomenal person who's always watching, and most likely she will see something if you send it. So, yeah, that's just what a buy box is. It doesn't have to be mine, but you can keep an eye out for people's buy boxes. So collect them. And I would say, Carlos, that's the same thing for you. And I think it was Lola. She was asking potentially, like, what would I do if I find these? Go look for buy boxes. So now let's get out of that. Let's go back to Facebook. We diverted a little bit, guys, but that's all good. All this is really powerful because it shows you how to get deals. Or look for opportunities, I should say. All right, so then I can go into the free Facebook group. I go into my Facebook group here, the New England one, but Subto. I mean, I can expand more. Owners Club, Gator. Let's see if Gator, I haven't poked around here in a long time. Let's see if they have a buy box. Now, you don't have to be a community member, guys. I'm only doing this just to show, like, I never messed inside of Gator. But look at Tracy Gunn. I know her. She's advertising buy box page for Tracy Gunn. I know Norm does a ton of building. Look at this guy, Parker Bowden. He's probably a storage dude. Very, very, very simple. But you want to align with people that align with what you have. Look at Ellie's buy box. So guys, very, very simple. That was just a click of a few buttons. Let me go over to the free Facebook group. I'm going to search here, buy box. So on the finder's fee, how will you come up with the finder's fee? That's a good question. And I would say, hey, Jenny, good question. Go to my link tree. So you can find, I know my buy box is in my link tree. So go to my Instagram page, go into the top of the, guys, I don't know what the hell it's called, the top of my Instagram page or my name is, and there should be a link tree in there. Inside the link tree, I think the buy box is in there. Feel free to take a look at it. But same thing. We're going to be advertising these two across the community. I know Pace really wants to get buy boxes out there. Furthermore, Owners Club members, there's about 400, 500 members of Pace's mastermind group that he's promoting their buy boxes. He's putting them out there. So, because he knows those people are buyers. They have access to more money. They have access to funds. They have a little bit more flexibility potentially if there's something that comes up. So if you have an opportunity, they may have more resources. You have more likely to have a buyer in that pool is what he's trying to tell you. So if you have opportunities, you want to marry them to the people who can get the opportunities. So I don't have the link for that one. It's an Owners Club buy box. I'd say go into those, into right here. Let's do this. Now we're really going down the rabbit hole. See, look at my buy box. Lower Country, South Carolina. Boom. Patrick Mahoney, we know him. He's an Owners Club. Another one, Adriana, she's awesome. So guys, see what aligns with you. Pick some markets. And then what I do is go into Deal Sauce. What do I do with this information? So what I'll do is we're going to wrap up notes and I'll go into that. We'll go right into that and we'll wrap up with, buy box, what I would do. But just to conclude here with Jonathan Merwin, You go through their personal portfolio, you go through the notes, you go through the flip properties, you go through their portfolio and probably their notes, and I would look for distress. And then also keep an eye on the lenders. This is not just a two-dimensional, you know, you're not looking at just an address. Look, we found two lenders in one address. So pay attention. That's why I want to you see 3D and 4D to understand that you can actually get a lot more like juice from these opportunities if you just look at them a little bit differently and a little bit more in depth. So that's the note holders, but really good stuff inside of Deal Sauce. All right. Let's conclude with buy box. What would I do? Where would I get my first deal? So we already talked about, you know, how would I get my first deal? I think bird dogging honestly is some of the best stuff you can do. I'm going to be putting out more information in here to help you guys. Obviously, I'm not Pace Morby. I'm not putting out an education. I'm trying to give you guys, we're behind the scenes. We're working on giving you guys the best like leads and opportunities and more like features in here to make you more successful. The stuff that we have working is really cool. I'm really excited for it. So like, that's my focus, but also at the same notion, I do want to help and I do want to make sure you guys are successful in this. So we will be bringing the buy boxes in here, trying to make it a little bit more easier. We will be bringing more opportunities, more, late mortgages, pre-foreclosure, probate, things that you can actually almost like a pay per lead type of system. So let's go into getting crazy here. All right. I saw there was a market here. Oh, you went to the motel this morning. I can't wait to hear what Liz said. I could have gave you the code. All right. On a multifamily deal, how long will it take to close a deal and get paid? Damn, you guys are impatient. Joking. Depends. It honestly depends. So this opportunity, I think I literally assigned or bought from the assigner. We haven't even closed on it. There's a 90-day due diligence period. Now, guys, this is a motel. All right. This is I'll show you right here. This is a 60s motel we're buying that we're going to convert. We're going to add another story on it. We're going to turn this into a really, really cool property. Now, it might not look like much. Actually, this does look like gold because you can just tell it's from the 60s or whatever, an old school place. It's kind of run down. But to me, this is a rare opportunity in a really prime location. So what does this look like for due diligence? This looks like 90 days. Expect that on the bigger assets. Now, okay, let's say that you just brought this to me. Let's say you brought, I'll give you another example. We just bird this. Oh, look at, there's a brand new picture of it. Look how cute that is. Wait until you see the other picture. Oh, that's June 25. Damn, that's brand new. Eric, I'm shocked that they actually have Google Drive down here. That's actually awesome. But guys, when I show you what this looked like, I wish I could. How do I do that? I can go see more dates, see more butts. Look what it looked like. That is money to me. But that's knowing your backyard, guys. That is a distressed property that I love. This is where I went after this property myself. I talked to this owner for 4 years before he sold it to me. Talk about follow-up. That's the name of the game. All right. But I did that. And then my partners and I converted it to this. And I'm proud of it. Like, it's a cool little property. It's a micro family building. And it's got all the things you need. All right. So this took 4 years. All right. But it was from contract to close, I don't know, 30, 40 days. So that's where I want to show you the perspective of, and I think it was Carlos who said it. So I want to show you that. Oops, sorry, guys. I want to show you that, the bigger the asset, the more due diligence time you need to have for a period of wait and a period of exploration. And you got to go through the engineering and meet with the town, hire the engineers. We put up $5,000, $10,000 on that motel prior to even like getting the word that we're going to buy it. That was just a due diligence period. We could walk away from that money. And I know someone just walked away from a $400,000 due diligence period on a development deal. So you have to understand that the bigger the asset, unless it's a super discount, unless it has to go tomorrow, and that motel that we're buying, let's say it was $1 million and you got it for 200,000. Okay, I can close in 30 days because I know it's worth that, right? So you got to just know what you have in a sense of being able to pump the brakes. Don't chase the dollar, don't chase the deal, because the deal will close or you'll fumble it and you won't get anything. So you don't want to rush them. I'll give you another example. And this isn't the example tour, but I think this is a house that we're going to buy right now that I literally told the kid I'll buy it tomorrow. This is a Subto deal. It's a single family house. I looked at it and said, okay, no problem. Let's just do it. No equity. Okay, fine. Like when can I close tomorrow? When can we close? It's the seller who's holding it up. So I want to give you 3 different examples of a 90-day to 120-day example. You got 33 South, that, your typical 45-day, right? It's usually the seller has to move. They have to go to the next chapter. And then this one, again, seller is in the way, but I'm just trying to give you an example of like, I could do it tomorrow. So I hope you understand that. Gives you a little bit of what's going down. All right. Thanks, Shell. Appreciate that. She's so good. All right, guys. Kate, good. So good to see you. We'll talk soon. I want to make sure I answer some questions here. So for the buy boxes, I want to show you guys last thing. If you had my buy box, if you had Eric's buy box, if you had Kate's buy box, Jenny's buy box, Carlos, doesn't matter. Whoever you're looking for, let's just say, I've done this before, but I'll just we'll use, I know Eric and I buy in the same area, but let's just say we're going to go to New Hampshire. I don't care where we are in the country, guys. But I'm using, I've used this before, but a unique example is something if you looked at my buy box before, I don't have it on here. Dang it. All right. I had a little circle, but I'm going to draw where I would buy. I went in the ocean. Sure, I did. It doesn't matter. I drew somewhat of a circle, square circle, and there's 873,000 properties. Well, so I don't have to do my search or someone else's search. Let's say it was Kate's search, right? And I did, let's get rid of the condos. Let's get rid of the townhomes. Let's get rid of the others. I'll do single family, multifamily. You know what? Let's get rid of the single family for this example. We have active listings. So you can do low equities. You can do board investor, long-term owner. I like a good long-term owner. Well, for this example, I'm going to give you guys exactly what I would do. Years of ownership. I have my own little button that you guys can use. You'll get AI for free. We should just be using this right here. Justin's microfamily. It's going to be 10 years. We're going to change that. It's 10 years with an AI score. We're giving you the AI. If you use my filter, you will have the AI anywhere you search it. Just so you guys know, again, little hack, little trick to give you guys a little bit of a bonus. If you use any of those quick searches, you get those included. So 1,100. 10 years of ownership, 500 AI score, multifamily, individual. And then I guess you can whittle it down from there. You can pull it back. You can export this list. Yeah, Kate, you can type your question in. No problem. So guys, you could take this list, export it, throw it through AI. Go throw it through ChatGPT, even export it. Put it in there and say, hey, filter this again by like the most likely to sell. Because what we'll do is you could do it on an Excel spreadsheet, but you could take the AI scores that we gave you and like average them. or we can take the years of ownership and the AI score and average them together to give you your own algorithm. So you can do these things on your own to just take that list of 1,100 and spin it and start from the most likely to sell all the way to the least likely. And it might not be the most accurate as far as like where they're going to sell. We don't know that, but it's going to push you in the right direction. Furthermore, you could take this, you can do keywords, like you can just keep layering and stacking data on here. So take this buy box. Final thing I'll say is go into the filter section, say save these filters, and we're going to call this Justin's buy box. Custom. And I have the deal alert on or off. Now I'm going to turn it off because I don't want to get the notifications all the time. But when you turn this on, guys, it's going to tell you each time something comes into that buy box that fits your search criteria that Deal Sauce just recognized. So let's say that, I don't know, someone just graduated into a 10-year of ownership. They were just at 9 years. They just hit their 10-year mark, or their AI score just bumped up this past month, because we're always checking AI scores every month, everyone in the country. We're checking the algorithm. Let's say they went from a 450 to a 501. Boom, you're going to get notified. Pretty dope. So I'm going to uncheck that just from my standpoint, but I want you guys to check that box if you choose to, and you'll be notified. So you'll keep building those lists. Pretty cool stuff. All right. Marsha, good to see you. Owners Club buy box is in the vault, Kajabi. Marsha, how do we get it though? How does everyone else get it? There was a link I thought that we had. So if you guys had access to the buy box, you guys can get them in there. Kate, I think it's going to be hard to type it out. I'll shoot you a message. Shoot me a message. Do I have to go through it on here? Yeah, Kate, we'll talk about that. I can hook you up. All right. Heather, when you be able to use a direct mail, create your own templates? I've asked support several times without a response. Good question. We just brought this provider in, and I'll tell you guys right now, it's the cheapest it's ever going to get for the direct mail. We're not making anything on it. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that out loud, but there's literally no markup on the direct mail. So I would suggest, even if you wanted to try direct mail, it's going to be the lowest barrier of entry probably anywhere. But let's take this list and see what we can do with it. Let's take 25 of them. Direct mail. No, I love direct mail. I have my own system, my own stuff, my own process. Remove duplicates, sure. But I think I was looking up here the other day, it was like 58 cents a piece for something. Now, I'm not going to do the whole campaign here, guys, but you can name the campaign. We'll do Justin's. We'll do. Why they're asking this is because typically you want to send mail once a month, once every 6 weeks. It's a repetitive game. So they keep seeing your mail. So that's why it gets very expensive. That's why some folks you almost go broke doing it. But I tell you, you get opportunities. They will come. But it's a consistent game. So weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. I'd say monthly. So we'll run a 90-day, campaign. So we could do all the return mail address. Send a copy yourself, sure, just to check the quality. I got to keep going through. I got to do all this. So I'll ask about that, the customization. I know someone else was just asking me, Heather. What I would do is, let me find out. That's an easy one. I'm sure support is asking the right people. I just bet you that I guarantee they don't have an answer. Or the gentleman who has the answer is probably on vacation, which I know he's on a anniversary trip. So we'll do mail custom. But I would say for now, try to pick something that's like a yellow letter. I had the samples up here somewhere. How do I get to the samples? Do I really have to go through all this? View pricing. There we go. Yeah, a 6x9 postcard for 58 cents is crazy cheap. Telling you, honestly. In my opinion, that's a 6x9 is, I have them. That's what I send. It's bigger than this. It's bigger than this. And these are big. So this doesn't fall out like of your, it typically doesn't. Now we're talking the 4x6 guys. Like I'm a nerd with mail, as you can tell. But like the 4x6 is obviously it's 4x6. It's going to be a little bit smaller. So it's going to be this. Probably like that size. So you got that 6 and then you got 4 inches. Those are the small ones. Those fall out. I mean, you can still, all the mail works. I've graduated from the 4x6 to the 6x11s I tried before, but 6x9 is pretty dope. It's a good size. And actually it's just a tad bigger than this. I think this is like 5.5 by 7.5. Either way, 58 cents. So you got to think about that forever. It's not a forever stamp. It's probably just a bulk mail stamp or pre-sorted, but that's really good because a forever stamp's like 58 cents right now. So just if I wanted to put this single piece of mail out right now on the streets to buy a regular stamp, it's going to cost me more than that. Because this cost me about 10 cents, the card, plus the postage, plus the ink, plus the time. So think about that. All right. And that's why direct mail is pretty dope. Oh no, Shell, I wasn't sharing my screen. Oh, you know what? I was supposed to share the screen on this one. Thank you for that. Guys, check it out. That's what I was just yapping about. 6x9, 58 cents, 6x11, 81. Dang. 4x6, the smaller one. So it's about 50 cents. So it is an investment, but it is, I love it. Let's see what we can do. I thought we had the samples in here. Maybe not. I did see some of the samples. I saw a yellow one, a yellow postcard. All right, we got another question. So Heather, go for it. Take a look. If you wanted to explore it. I'll try to have an answer for you. Give me some time to get that answer. The gentleman is on his anniversary, and I'll see when that customization is available. The other thing is check out some other pricing, other places. I'm not telling you to go elsewhere. Again, we're doing it as a service on here. Honestly, my understanding, there was no markup because we just wanted to offer the service because the service costs us money. However, I would buy these at Vistaprint. I know they do a service. Like I make my own. And like I have a billboard with this guy on it. It's a milkman. I took a milkman. Where are we? That's a milkman. But I put, oh, there it is. I want to be your property buyer. I pledge excellent service. My name is Justin. This was a door hanger. You guys understand where I got this from. This was a door hanger from the 50s that I mimicked. So I happen to just like old stuff. In New England, we have old people, old stuff, old houses, and so people relate to them. I think I market to a lot of old people, it seems like. But this was a door hanger that a milkman would leave to let you know he was your milkman. Is like, hey, my name is Justin. I'm your milkman. I do pledge excellent service. You know, my rounds are every, I don't know, whenever they drop milk off back in the day to your door. But I just ripped that. Again, know your client avatar though. Like again, I can go on the mail run with you guys on another episode if we so choose to. But you got to understand who you're marketing to. Now, am I going to the South, which I have, and I heard about it. Am I gonna go to the South with this male marketing piece, this male white marketing, milkman piece? No. And then the backside has an old, pinup type of housewife, right? No, they don't want that. So I go with a different marketing piece for where my demographic is too. You have to be real. There's real reality to this game. You know, you're not going to market adult material to a child's on their cereal box. So why would you send, a homeowner something that's not relatable? So think about that too when you're doing your custom pieces. But at the end of the day, if you do that yellow, I think there's a yellow one with like a custom marker or custom pen, or if you can afford that one, or just do a regular writing, you're just getting someone. It's all timing. They're getting a stack of cards, but if you can relate in your verbiage, keep it short and sweet, and relate to them, it's stand out a little bit different. That's all you're trying to do. You're trying to make them not throw this away right away, and like at least make them pause, and maybe they put it aside and go, all right, I'll research their website, because that's what they usually do. Research the website, look you up, do all the things when they have time. But as soon as they hit, you better answer that phone, you better answer that email, because it's an emotional hit. All right. Got a question here. It's either Cliff or Terry. Hey, Justin, when I move my properties around to different folders in Kanban, view is very difficult getting back to stick to the folder. Any advice? Let me see if I know what you mean. I think I can get you there. So let's go to my properties. Actually, no, excuse me, my portfolio. So the Kanban is what we were just talking about. That's just a different view, and I'm calling it like the Trello board. It's kind of a cool one. That Monday Trello type of board where you can jump these around, and your team can you can make different designations. So we can put new inbound for Justin, but you can do underwriting needed. So maybe that underwriter is Eric, and he knows if there's a freaking property in that Kanban folder in this line item, he's got to get to it. A little bit of accountability that we're trying to keep here and keep some separation for everyone and their team, but also seamless communication. We don't have to necessarily tell that person to do it because it's there. But the question is, Kanban view is very difficult getting back to stick to a folder. I don't know what that means. So getting back to what the card looks like is up here. So I don't know if that's the thing. We have the Kanban. That's changing. Yeah, I don't know what that means, Cliff. If you don't mind just telling me or elaborate a little bit further if you can. But if you're looking to get back to a different view, it's up here. So while we wait for Cliff to get back, if he's going to be responding to that, guys, if there's anything else you want to see, know, like, talk about, we just did direct mail, we did note holders, we did the private money lenders, uh, all of which are in the finding fix and flipper section of Deal Sauce. So guys, not telling you to go get it, just highlighting it. If you want to go find out a little bit more, go on the Launchpad. There's some extra content in here. We are going live July 8th for like 3 hours. I think it's going to be a closed session, unfortunately, for those who are not inside of any of the communities. But rest assured, we will put the content out, but it's probably going to be another 3-hour avatar series. And we're going to go through the last probably 5 to 6 avatars where we dive into, actually get the list right here. So I have, and this might subject to change. We'll probably go through transactional engineer, gator lenders, capital raisers, connectors, and I work for somebody. I felt those were pretty powerful ones to top off or round out that avatar guide that we have. We could go in the Lanza method, closers, helper, I don't know, but they're all interchangeable. JV, Astro, Micro Flipper. A lot of these kind of cross into each other. So we'll go into those July 8th, the 5 or 6 that we'll go into, and we'll dive into each one of those strategies, and then they'll be in here as well. We'll put the whole avatar in there, how to use it, how to make the best of that avatar and know who you are. Cliff, if I lost you, bro, sorry. I'll show you last time right here. So Cliff might be still talking about the Kanban. There's your different views. But guys, that's in the portfolio section for your underwriting and for your back of house where you're looking for opportunities or you're going to take them and look at them. Jamie's got some tests in here. Look at some opportunities. If you don't like them, analyze them, comp them, throw them out. And that's what this is for. Cool. Well, that's it, guys. I hope everyone is having a great weekend coming up. Listen, get your buy boxes, ask in the free Facebook groups, find out who has them. If you want to be a bird dog, you want to go work for someone, go find them opportunities, just like Pace did or like Maddie was doing. Great example. She made $5,000 on a deal, and that's the way to get paid. So find those buy boxes, bring them into Deal Sauce, and know your backyards too, guys. Look for those opportunities around your backyard, and then who is a buyer. Find the opportunities first, then you can go find the buyers. Because if you have a good opportunity, there'll always be a buyer, no doubt. So guys, appreciate you. If you're looking for Deal Sauce, go to saucemydeals.com. That's your free trial. All the stuff we talked about is inside of there today. YouTube channel, if you need more content, more questions, more answers, check it out. Make some comments in those videos, and I could try to get back to you as well. We're going to be in California for the next couple days, next week or so. So I probably won't see you guys next week. Anything comes up, just let me know, and I will do my best to get back to you. And appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.